구원해준 나의 천사 나의 세상 난 이상 새 고향이 널 만나러
Wayan was sitting on her bed with her pregnancy kit in her hand. She had been staring at the two lines for minutes now. Her mind was not working. Her voice had gone long ago. Her eyes widened with every minute that passed. She blinked at it one more time. It was real. It wasn't fading away. It was her second test. She thought it could have been a mistake, so she took another test after a couple of days. But still, she saw those two lines. She cursed at herself. She breathed in and out. Her life was a mess. She was already engaged to a man her father had chosen for her. It was not her decision, but she could not do anything about it. She had pushed Jimin far away. She had asked him to stay away from her life. Her fights, his salvation, her curses, his stubbornness, her breakup, his resolve, her tears, his chase. She pushed everything away, only to be bound by her father's words now. She had to marry this man he had chosen for her. She could not even fight back without Jimin. She cursed herself for not listening to Jimin. But at what cost? He wanted her to move out of the country, to leave everything behind, change her identity, change her entire being for him. Freedom meant losing herself. She did not want that. But now she was trapped by her father. Freedom she thought she would lose would never be hers now. And now she was pregnant with Jimin's child. What could she do now? Her father would kill her. Her father would abandon this child if they come to know. Her head was spinning with the thoughts when the door opened. She instantly kept the stick under her thighs, covering it. Keith is here to see you, her mom said, and Wayne just nodded her head. She came in and closed the door. He's my age, and you're engaged to him. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Her mom asked, and Wayne looked at her. Go tell your husband what his daughter wants, Wayne said, and her mom sighed. Whatever, it is you keeping your mouth shut. Her mom added, you never liked Jimin. Don't come give me advice now, Wayne said. Yes, I did not like him, but I never asked you to break up with him. You did this to yourself, her mom added. I would have stayed away from you guys all my life. Is that what you want? Wayne asked, still sitting on her pregnancy tester. Now you will stay away either way, her mom said before opening the door and storming away. Wayne blinked. She was right. But what could she do now? Now carrying Jimin's child in her womb. She walked up to Kate, who was now standing on the balcony looking at the view. Wayne went there standing next to him, but her eyes were fixed elsewhere. If she married him, she would be his third wife, and Wayne hated every second here. So can we go tomorrow for wedding purchases? He asked, turning to her. Wayne just nodded her head. Why don't you talk to me at all? You agreed to this wedding, right? Then why play victim when you're not? He asked, and Wayne looked up at him. What did your wives say about me? She asked, and his smile faded at her question. Are they happy with this wedding? She added, and he looked away before looking back at her. Of course they are, he added, and she smiled before looking at the view, leaning on the rail. Oh, yes, they should be happy, she said, but she hated it. She didn't even want to talk with him or even fight him. She realized she loved to fight Jimin. She loved to pull his collar. She loved to pull him away, only to pull him back. Be ready, the man said, making her come out of her trance. 10 a.m. tomorrow, he said before walking away. On one side, her fingers went to her belly. She looked up at her phone. Jimin usually called her from unknown numbers. She blocked every one of them, but since a few days she had received no calls at all. He finally let her, she thought. Can he call her one more time? Wayan and Kit were standing in front of a queue of wedding dresses. Wayan's face showed complete disinterest in whatever was happening, and Kit was so keen on choosing the dress for her. This one, Kit asked, pointing at a dress. Wayan just mindlessly nodded, checking her phone again. And that was when Wayan and Keith looked up at a TV monitor, showing the different footages of a store. Wayan's eyes widened a bit before relaxing. Jimin was entering the shop, into his stuff. His body was behind, his every footstep hurried. His eyebrows furrowed at the sight. Why is he here? Kid murmured, looking at Jimin, who is getting into the floor they were in. So he owns the store. An employee answered Keith, and Wayan looked up to her. No, the store is owned by my friend. Keith spat, gritting his teeth at the employee. But Wayan did not need an explanation. She looked up at Keith. He must have bought the store when you booked this appointment. Do you think he'll just let go of me? Wayan said. She picked up a wedding dress, not the one he pointed at, and walked toward the fitting room, clearly knowing Jimin had already seen her following her now. Wayan put the wedding dress away before sitting on the chair, cross-legged. When Wayan looked up, Jimin moved the curtains as he entered, closing them back. Why did you engage with him? Jimin asked as soon as he entered. Wayan blinked. It wasn't my choice, Wayan answered, and he sighed before speaking. You can say no to him just like you said no to me. Jimin said, stepping closer, looking down at her. Her fingers hugged her knees as she looked up at him. You stopped coming out at all after you left me. You brought me everywhere and you asked me to not come to your house. What am I supposed to do now? Jimin asked, and Wayan gulped at his words. She knew it was her own choice, but her choice only brought her menace. And what are you going to do now? Wayan asked, and he sighed before coming to one knee, reaching her eye level, his gaze steady on her. I'll not do anything you don't want. I'll not change your identity and take the freedom away you think I got them away. You can be who you are, but with me, Jimin said firmly, I shall. Ryan shook her head. No. Jimin's brows furrowed and she spoke. I'm engaged with him now. He sighed, looking away before looking back at her. Are you really being serious right now? I'm here to take you away to our house. Ryan gulped before answering. She wondered if she could really say it now, but with Jimin being this stubborn, she had to. I'm pregnant, Ryan said. Jimin froze for a second before his eyes widened, breath catching in his chest. You what? He asked. He looked down on her belly and up at her. With your child, she continued. Our child. I know you don't want this right now, but I swear I'll not listen. I'm keeping this child. Jimin snapped his eyes back up to her face. When did you even listen to me to listen now? He said, voice low and sharp. Ryan didn't blink as he added, you are coming with me, his grip firm. He held her wrist and she stood up, protesting. Jimin, she said, and he looked back at her. We're getting married and that's final. I give zero fucks to your consent now. I shall just make sure you're mine. You're not going anywhere away from me, Jimin said. Before Wayan could say anything else, Jimin picked her up in his arms. Her arms enclosed his shoulders right away as he carried her out of the fitting room in silence. When Jimin stood in the center of the store, he caught everyone's attention, including Keith. My fiance is pregnant, Jimin said, and Keith's eyes widened while the employees clapped their hands, cheering loudly, excitement spreading across the entire boutique floor. So you all get paid today. Customers can purchase their items for free. Jimin added, his eyes locked onto Keith, whose fists were balling up at his sides, knuckles tightening as his jaw clenched in silent anger. In your limits, Jimin said to him before taking Wayne away from the place. Her face was buried on his neck, his arms firm around her as the crowd whispered, clapped, and watched them disappear out of sight together.